plenty in your day. You played defense. Tell us what Mo Bamba's feeling right now.
You know, he's feeling a little embarrassed. He might want to stay off of social
There you
media
go.
for about 2 weeks.
Perk got dunked on a whole bunch of times this day. How I feel.
But when you're a shot blocker, Max,
There go Max, putting people legacy.
can't be afraid of embarrassment. But look at JB. He should have been an all-star.
It just means you're playing
That
defense,
should be
really.
an
That's
all-star.
all that means. Perk, let's talk about the Lakers. LeBron returned this week after missing 5 games, and LA went to overtime with the Knicks before remembering, oh wait, these are the Knicks. AD had 28 and 17. LeBron had a triple-double, but Russell Westbrook once again struggled. Perk, when he caught the ball, fans were screaming at him not to shoot. He was benched for the overtime, but they won. So should Lakers fans feel better or worse after this game?
You know what? I don't know how they should.
He showed the
but I
greed,
do
so
know that
orchestrated.
Russell Westbrook should feel some type of way, and not towards
So
Frank
childish and
Vogel,
kindergarten.
not towards the fans,
Nothing professional
of the
about
Los
this show.
Angeles Lakers, but towards himself. Look, the fact of the matter is this: he has to play better, and if he don't, then he has to sit down. Right now, the Lakers have no room to keep on trusting them. Russ has to earn the trust of not only the fans, but of his coaching staff and his team again. Because right now, when you look at the Lakers, it's LeBron James and AD, obviously, but the third option now has become Malik Monk. And until Russ plays better and shows Frank Vogel and the coaching staff that they could trust him again, then hey, it's all on Russ. But I don't know how they should feel. They should feel good that they finally got a win.
I just want to go on record right now as saying I have not lost faith in Russell Westbrook. I've never wavered on this. I know he looks awful right now. Every single year it's the same. New team, new teammates, 4 years in a row now. He looks really bad in the first half. It takes some time to figure things out, and then he catches fire in the second half. I'm not worried about Westbrook, but you're absolutely right. He's going to have to gain that trust. Okay, can we talk about the Knicks for just a second? This game was a tough loss for them.
Wow.
But that's a good point. That's not the story, Perkins. It's a tough game. This is Julius Randle getting into it with a team staffer on the sideline. Perk, I know players argue with coaches. You know, everyone's competitive and wants to win and stuff, but what's your reaction when you see this video?
The same thing I've been saying for weeks. That it's time for the Knicks and Julius Randle to part ways, Max. And here's why. It's not because Julius Randle is not a hell of a player, but sometimes people grow apart. And I think right now they're just not on the same page. You can clearly see that Julius Randle.
Never mind the name relation between me and this player right here for the Knicks. I mean, it's close, it's similar.
If I'm the Knicks,
The first one.
I would consider trading Julius Randle right now before his value drops. Let them get back some good pieces and move forward. Give some more room for Obi Toppin to start playing some more minutes. Ease it and more touches for RJ Barrett.
Give him some
When you see
Boston
this type of thing escalate on the sideline
uniform,
from your franchise guy,
some playtime there.
this is not a good sign. And Julius Randle have to remember that he is the leader, quote unquote, of this team. You got young guys that are on this team that are actually looking up to you. This cannot happen, especially when you're in the thick of things in the heat of the moment.
Yeah, listen, when it comes down with Randall, he's a 30% three-point shooter who shot 41% from 3 last year in his numbers.
Yeah,
jumped
cop
up.
voice.
Now he's back to shooting 30%. You know, so he posed as a star for a second, and it turns out he's just a nice player. Thanks, Mark. Time for a mic drop. On some of the big name quarterback prospects in the Senior Bowl this past weekend. Mike Tannenbaum in here. Let's start, Mike, with Liberty's Malik Willis.
All right, Max, here we go. Malik Willis has the highest ceiling of any of the quarterbacks in this year's draft. I thought he did a good job down in Mobile. He was a little inconsistent.
Another carrying.
6 feet tall. You can see him here scrambling.
He's playing the
But he did have
Molly
47
role.
touchdowns. The combine's going to be really important
Chase
in his
Hill.
evaluation.
Next
Yeah.
up, Mike, it's Kenny Pickett from Pitt.
You can tell he doesn't watch college at all. Doesn't watch the NFL.
In my opinion, big, strong guy, 6'3", 217, 34 career starts, 68 touchdowns. I thought he threw the ball well. I think this guy's tailor-made for the Steelers. He's in their own facility. He is rock solid. He's not flashy, but I think he'll be a good starting quarterback in the NFL for 8 to 10 years.
What about UNC Sam Howell, Mike?
You know, I was concerned about his frame. When you watch his game, Max, he makes a lot of plays with his feet, and seeing him up close, he wasn't rock solid. He was a little undersized. He didn't play as well this year, but he lost Michael Carter, Javonte Williams, amongst others. So
Oh
he
man,
made some plays.
how
Like
you
we're
get
seeing
paid
here,
all
but
this
a
money?
little
You don't
concerned
have
about his
no knowledge of
durability.
anything.
And then the fourth quarterback was
The whole
Desmond
show is
Ridder
based
out
on
of
somebody else. It's the
University of
same
Iowa.
panel.
And I
It's
think
not a
he's
rotation
really
of
hard
new people or
evaluation.
anything.
When you
It's
watch
not
the
fun.
Notre Dame game, he was great. He really struggled against Alabama. He's also a little bit undersized. I think he's a poor man's Kenny Pickett. He has good anticipation, but I thought his arm strength was just okay. The conditions down there were windy. It was rainy. And I just thought he struggled driving the ball in those NFL throws outside the numbers, 15, 20 yards down the field. So I think I put him at the bottom of those 4 quarterbacks. He has a chance to start, but I don't think he did anything to separate himself during the week of practices.
I do remember one Ridder throw, like the first throw I remember him making this season. It was like 100 yards down the field. Like early in the season, he let it loose, but you're watching more closely than I am.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, right?
The evaluation. Mike, you wanted to say something else real
And
quick?
Max, yeah, I was going to say, you put the Notre Dame game on, he played like a first rounder. So
Yeah.
these 4 guys, more work needs to be done. They're closely bunched. And I just thought Ridder, I was expecting more based on that Notre Dame game. But like I said, we still have the combine, we still have the pro days.
Thanks, Mike. Coming up, the definitive list of the 5